welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooke and I upload fashion and lifestyle videos every single Sunday. Since it is officially 2017, today I want to talk to you guys about New Year's resolutions. So you guys know the drill. Every year, most people set a resolution and they never really follow through with it or just lose track of it throughout the year. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how to set SMART resolutions and how to follow through with them. SMART resolutions is something that I decided to do this year after learning about SMART goals in one of my management classes last semester. The term SMART is actually an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. To help you better understand SMART resolutions, I'm going to go through each step with you using my resolution that I've set this year. And I suggest that you grab a notebook and a pen or your phone and write this down somewhere so that you'll have it to reflect back on throughout the year. So the first step in having a SMART resolution is to be specific. So in about 1 or 2 sentences, you want to write down exactly what your resolution is and a broad definition of what you're going to do to achieve it. My resolution is to build up a savings for myself. So under my specific section, I wrote, I will put aside 10% of my paycheck each month to build an emergency life fund. So there are 3 aspects that you should pick out from my specific statement that are very important. One, I mentioned a timeline. So how often I'm going to do this. I'm going to put aside savings every month. So if it's working out for you, it might be a certain number of times a week or every day. And then second, I wrote down how much. So I'm putting aside 10% of my paycheck. So if you are going to work out, write down if you want it to be 5 minutes a day or if you want it to be an hour just a few times a week. And then third, you want to mention that end goal. So I'm doing this because I want an emergency fund. And really try to fit those 3 aspects into one short sentence because we're really going to break down the goal and get even more specific in the next steps. So now that we've specified our goal, let's move on to making it measurable. A really big reason that people don't follow through with their resolutions is they don't set up checkpoints for themselves. So that's what we're going to do in this measurable step. The amount of checkpoints that you have really depends on you and your goal. So if you're wanting to lose weight, you might not want to measure yourself too often, maybe just once or twice throughout the year. As for me, I've set up 3 checkpoints for myself to look for a certain amount of money in my bank account at the end of a 4-month period. Now that we have our checkpoints, we're going to move on to the third aspect, and that's making this goal achievable. For this section, you need to write down how you are actually going to do this. Since I'm pulling money out of my monthly paycheck, I decided to set up an auto draft in my bank so I don't even have to think about it, it just happens for me. Now, a great example that I've heard some of my friends do who are trying to work out more is they will go to sleep in their workout clothes, so when they wake up, they're already ready, they don't even have to think about it, they just get to it. In your achievable section, you want to get as specific as possible because this is going to be like your game plan for the year. So our 4th section is relevance. This is where you want to write down why you are actually doing this. Be sure to be super convincing with this section because this is what you're going to look back on for your motivation to keep you going throughout the year. So in my relevance statement, I talked about how college is crazy and you never know what's going to happen, so it's always good to have some backup money just in case you need it. And finally, your goal needs to be time bound. So since we're talking about New Year's resolutions, for most of us, our time bound is going to be December 31st of 2017. That's when we want to be able to really see our results. So under this section, write down what you want to see on December 31st. For me, since I'm talking about money, I put an exact amount that I want to have in my savings account by that day. Maybe you can put how many inches you want lost or pounds you want lost or how many bottles of water that you're drinking. Whatever it is, make sure to keep in mind that it needs to be very specific. And that is how you set up SMART New Year's resolutions. I really hope that these tips were helpful for you guys. If you do use this strategy, let me know by tagging me on your social media posts. And as always, feel free to leave comments below with any questions or more requests. If you do like this style of life chatty videos, make sure to give me a thumbs up so that I can film more like this for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a happy new year.